Football isn't always about glory, sometimes it's about pain. The kind of pain where one moment, one goal, one mistake changes everything. Like when Lionel Messi stood alone after losing another final, or when Cristiano Ronaldo gave everything and still walked off defeated. These aren't just losses, these are moments that broke players, fans, and sometimes entire nations. So in this video, we're looking at the most heartbreaking moments in football history. Moments where dreams ended and reality hit hard. Let's begin. Moment number 10. Gerrard's slip 2014. Match: Liverpool vs Chelsea, April 27, 2014. Some moments in football don't just hurt, they stay with you forever. This was one of them. Steven Gerrard, the heart of Liverpool FC, a leader, a legend, a player who had carried the club for years, and this was supposed to be his moment. Liverpool were on the verge of winning the Premier League, the dream was right there, fans could almost touch it. Then came a simple pass. Nothing special, no pressure, routine control. And then, he slipped. No tackle, no chaos, just one tiny moment. The ball rolls through, Demba runs in, scores, and just like that, everything changes. Anfield goes silent, time freezes. That goal didn't just cost Liverpool the game, it derailed their entire title charge. And Gerrard, you could see it instantly. He knew what it meant. Football didn't just break hearts that day, it chose the worst possible way to do it. Moment number 9, Brazil 1-7 Germany, 2014 World Cup. Match: Brazil vs Germany, July 8, 2014. This wasn't supposed to happen. A World Cup semi-final in Brazil with the entire nation watching. Brazil national team weren't just playing for a final, they were playing for pride, history, and millions of fans. And then, everything collapsed. Germany scored once, then again. Within 30 minutes, it was 5-0. Not a typo, not a glitch, just pure devastation. German national team played like machines, precise, ruthless, and unstoppable. Brazil, completely broken. Fans in the stadium were crying. Some were silent, others just stared, unable to process what they were witnessing. Even the players looked lost. No energy, no answers. The final score? 7-1. The result was so shocking, it didn't feel like football anymore. It felt like something went horribly wrong. At one point, even Germany looked like they wanted to apologize. Moment number 8, Messi's Copa America final loss, 2016. Match: Argentina vs Chile, June 26, 2016. This wasn't just a defeat, it was emotional exhaustion. Lionel Messi had carried the Argentina national team to yet another final, another chance, another hope. And then, penalties. Messi steps up, the pressure is unreal, he shoots, and misses. Argentina lose, but the real heartbreak came after. Messi announced his retirement from international football, not out of anger, but pain. Years of trying, years of coming close, and still, no trophy. Even the greatest player in the world couldn't escape football's cruelty. Moment number 7, Ronaldo's Euro 2004 final loss. Match: Portugal vs Greece, July 4th, 2004. This was supposed to be the perfect ending. A young Cristiano Ronaldo playing a major final on home soil, and the crowd behind him, the stage set for glory. Portugal national team have the talent, the momentum, and the belief. Everything pointed toward one outcome. Portugal kept pushing, chance after chance, but nothing worked, and when the final whistle blew, it was over. Ronaldo collapsed to the ground in tears, not frustration, but heartbreak. Because sometimes, no matter how much you want it, football just says no. Football really said, you'll get your story, just not today. Moment number 6, Aguero from the losing side. Match: Manchester City vs QPR, May 13th, 2012. This was one of the greatest moments in football history, but only if you are on one side of it. For Manchester United fans, this was pure heartbreak. They had done their job, won their game, players were already celebrating, the Premier League title was basically theirs. And then, chaos. over at the Etihad, Manchester City were struggling against QPR, time was running out, the dream was slipping away. 93rd minute, the ball falls to Sergio Aguero. One touch, one shot, goal! Aguero! In that exact second, everything flipped. City win the title, United lose it. From celebration to silence. Players frozen, fans stunned. Because in football, nothing is real until the final whistle. That day, United fans learned the hardest lesson. Never celebrate before the game is actually over. Moment number 5. Karius Nightmare, 2018 UCL Final. Match, Liverpool vs Real Madrid, May 26, 2018. This wasn't just a bad performance, this was every goalkeeper's worst nightmare happening on the biggest stage. Liverpool FC were playing a Champions League final, the dream game, the moment every player waits for. And for Loris Karius, it turned into something else entirely. The first mistake, almost unbelievable. He tries to roll the ball out quickly but doesn't see Karim Benzema. The ball hits Benzema and rolls into the net. Silence, shock, confusion, but it didn't end there. Later in the game, Gareth Bale takes a long-range shot. It's not impossible to save, it's not even that powerful. Karius dives and somehow it slips through his hands. Goal. In a final, those moments are unforgivable. Liverpool lose 3-1 and Karius, he stands there completely broken. That night, even football fans felt less like critics and more like they just witnessed someone's worst day ever. Moment number 4. Zidane red card, 2006 World Cup Final. Match, France vs Italy, July 9th, 2006. This was supposed to be the perfect ending. Zinedine Zidane, one of the greatest players of all time, playing the final match of his career, a World Cup final, the biggest stage in football. And for a moment, it looked like a fairy tale. Zidane scores a Panenka penalty early in the game, ice cold, pure confidence, the kind of moment only legends produce. But then, everything changed. In extra time, after an exchange of words, Zidane suddenly turns and headbutts Marco Materazzi. No warning, no hesitation, red card. Just like that, his career ends. Not with applause, but with a long, silent walk past the World Cup trophy. France go on to lose the final on penalties, and Zidane, a legend, remembered not just for his brilliance, but for one moment of madness. Football gave him a movie ending, then added a plot twist nobody asked for. Moment number 3, Chelsea vs Barcelona controversy, 2009. Match, Chelsea vs Barcelona, May 6th, 2009. This wasn't just heartbreak, this was frustration, anger, and disbelief all in one. Chelsea FC were doing everything right. Organized, disciplined, dangerous on the counter, they had the lead, the control, and most importantly, the belief. But then came the controversy. Multiple penalty appeals, clear handball shouts, decisions that left players and fans stunned. Nothing given. You could see it on their faces, confusion turning into frustration. Meanwhile, FC Barcelona kept pushing. Not dominant, but patient. And then, 90 plus 3 minutes. The ball falls to Andres Iniesta outside the box. One shot, top corner, goal! In 1 second, Chelsea's dream was gone. From controlling the game to complete heartbreak. Players surrounded the referee, fans couldn't believe it because this wasn't just a loss, it felt like something was taken away. Chelsea didn't just lose that night, they lost their trust in referees forever. Moment number 2, Dortmund vs Bayern final loss, 2013. Match, Borussia Dortmund vs Bayern Munich, May 25th, 2013. This was more than just a final. This was a dream story on the verge of becoming reality. Borussia Dortmund, young, fearless, and full of energy, had fought their way to the Champions League final. They weren't just the favorites, but they had something stronger: belief. On the other side, Bayern Munich, experienced, dominant, and determined to finally win it all. The match was intense. Dortmund created chances, they pushed, they fought like a team that truly believed this was their moment. And for a long time, it felt possible. But football can be cruel. Late in the game, Arjen Robben makes his run. One touch, one finish. Goal! Just like that, everything collapses. From hope to heartbreak. Dortmund players dropped to the ground, fans stunned, so close to glory yet so far, because sometimes you don't lose badly, you lose when it hurts the most. Football really said, "You played beautifully, but not beautifully enough." Moment number 1. Barcelona 8-2 Bayern 2020. Match: Barcelona vs Bayern Munich, August 14th, 2020. This wasn't just a defeat, this was a collapse. FC Barcelona, one of the biggest clubs in the world, was completely dismantled by FC Bayern Munich. From the very first minutes, something felt wrong. Bayern were faster, sharper, relentless. Goals kept coming, 1, 2, 3. By halftime, the damage was already done. And then it got worse. The final score, 8-2. Even Lionel Messi looked helpless, walking, watching, unable to change anything. That image said everything. This wasn't just a loss, it was the end of an era. At some point, even Barcelona fans stopped counting. Football gives you moments of joy, but it also gives you moments like these. Moments that hurt, moments that stay forever. If you enjoyed this, drop a like and tell me which moment hurt you the most. Because let's be honest, we all have one.